Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. Today's Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. In the cup today is Seattle's Best. I think it's Portside blend. Didn't want to go house blend. I still have Pete's in the grinder, but I figured I would mix it up today. I wanted to sort of simplify my morning routine rather than increasing my nervousness. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday is a day when this is the last trip I'll take this semester to Towson for the purpose of class-related activities, which is to say, tonight is the night that my students are giving their final presentations. So what that means to everyone who's paying attention, I have a lot of grading ahead. A lot of grading, final projects. They require attention. Though I share an office with some people who are very experienced with bureaucracy. I don't think that many of them have been teachers. A couple of them have that I know of, but the one who gave me the advice, I don't think that she has been, though I would 100% back down if it turned out that I was misremembering. But I was asked by this gentle lady if I actually grade all my final projects. And I said, yeah, I give everybody feedback. And she said, well, even if there's no possibility that they're going to earn a better grade, and I said, I give feedback to everybody. And she chuckled about it, and I remembered that another mentor of mine, who I think also gave feedback to everybody, also suggested that for somebody who's not possibly going to improve or diminish their grade potential, just to give them the grade that they had already earned to that point and skip over their final project. And I figured, well, that's not how I roll. That's fine. But like I said, I have a sense that he gives feedback to everybody. And this lady, she probably grades everybody's projects too. She's just wondering why a person would do that, because it takes so much time. Well, I mean, I asked people to devote a significant amount of time to creating a silly project for the final requirement of the class. It seems, even if you just looked at it transactionally, that a person would deserve to get feedback on what they've done. Anyway, today's Wednesday. Tonight I will be watching the final projects that come from my assessment class. So we'll see how that goes. I also have another class that has final projects due, that had them due. They're all supposed to be submitted by now, so I will start digging into those now. Today, after I get done with this, I'll spend all day reading, and then I'll get behind the wheel of a car in the rain and drive an hour and a half to Towson. Probably it'll take an hour and a half in the rain, maybe longer if there's an accident, and then sit passively while people give their presentations. And then I'll get behind the wheel of a car again and drive home in the dark, in the rain. Today, yesterday I heard I'm a listener to a podcast called Cortex, and that's the two hosts are CGP Grey and Mike, his Twitter handle is iMike. I'm trying to remember what his last name is. I'll think of it in a second. But CGP Grey spoke about um, the fact that he spent this past year, trying to find ways to optimize and shortcuts and simplifications and removing obstacles and so on and so on. These are things that I privately wish that I could do too, especially with respect to feeling constantly like I'm behind the eight ball as far as obligations to others. And what he suggested was that he didn't give any descriptions of how. He just said that he had spent a lot of time this year exploring options to do shortcuts and finding ways to use his labor-saving implements, such as the voice-activated, like the SIRI and the Android, the Hey Google, that setting up routines and patterns of shortcuts that would sort of vary with low energy input on a given day would set in motion a lot of things, like, for example, setting the light levels in the room where he wants to work and the temperature and so on. Things that would otherwise maybe introduce a little light frustration that they weren't already the way that he wanted them before he started his effort. And so I'm just considering that kind of thing as well. More than anything. Well, okay, so then he also mentioned that this year he lost a significant amount of weight. I think he said the number 50 pounds. And I wondered if maybe my own baseline level of stress and cortisol and whatever isn't contributing to my own lack of wellness, lack of well-being. What can you do? Can you actively suppress your cortisol? I don't know that you want to do that necessarily, but so the other thing is to deal with behaviors and patterns and routines and habits. So I'll probably be looking into some of that with some serious intent over the next 5 or 6 weeks until classes start up again in late January. We'll see how it goes. The nature of academia is that there's a lot of people who sort of hide themselves away in their little hidey holes, and they don't come out except for to report their success or failure and then to complain about how much or how hard the effort is. And I do it too. So it would be nice, I guess, getting to the point, I guess. It would be nice to feel like I knew where things stood when I was doing things so that I wouldn't have so much stress or feeling like I had to backtrack and redo and unredo a bunch of stuff, increasing the strain and stress, making me resent certain activities, making me fear some things that have no fear, that should have no fear attached. The emails in my inbox cannot hurt me. So why do I avoid checking my email? Because I don't like being reminded of stuff that I haven't done, or that I forgot that I needed to do, or new requests for people coming along and trying to unload their pile of stuff onto me. Probably falls, I'm having my therapy session. So thank you for listening. it falls under the category of wishing that I didn't have to resist, wishing that I just was pre-declined. Wish I didn't have to deal with people's ridiculous requests because they didn't even get into my inbox. That's not how it works. It's not how reality works, little kid. I know you wish it was different, but it isn't. So, figure it out. All right. It's raining. It's going to rain all day. I'm going to drive through it at night. I'm not looking forward to that. Love you, bye.